wow, things are looking okay. I trust that this is going to be a profitable endeavor. Okay? Because knowledge has sin. As it adds knowledge to the equation of faith, trust provides us a legitimate reason to stay. Okay? We have trust in God. Trust is a cornerstone of many institutions in our society and crucial in all progressive relationships. Use trust in a relationship. I tell you, you will stop the progression in that relationship. Okay? It can deteriorate so fast, the end results are often irreparable. Trust is the focus of faith. It's the corner. It's the heart of faith. We have to have trust. So trust keeps us on the path that hope puts us on. Okay? So that's what trust does. Now, reliance, a critical degree of faith. Reliance is full dependence upon someone or something based upon past experience, a repose of mind upon what is deemed sufficient support or authority. Unlike trust, reliance has no factor of knowledge. For that reason, there exists a comprehension gap between trust and faith. Reliance bridges this gap. So what happens is, even after now we're trusting Him, we've hoped, we're trusting, but then we come to this fork in the road where the knowledge that we have is not sufficient enough to warrant us continuing. And this is where the Bible says we walk by faith and not by sight. This is where you don't see the path anymore, but you keep going because you're relying upon Him.
Yes.
Okay, sometimes He has to put us in situations where reliance is the only alternative. There's no other option. You sink or you will swim, or you swim or you'll sink. Okay, sink or swim. Okay, that's what reliance is. And while we're on this level of faith, we all will come to that point. You're not going to know what the Lord is doing, why He's doing it, how He's doing it, how you get from point A to point B, but you stay. Because even though His ways are higher than our ways, you're going to continue to have faith, and to do so, you must rely upon Him. At some point, we all are going to have to rely upon Him to be holy. Completely rely upon Him. Okay? It is the most difficult degree of faith. Okay? It's not unique to rely. We like to be independent. We don't like when folks have to take care of us or have to believe someone else going to make a way for us. We want to do our own. Make our own way. Master our own destiny. That's the human nature way. Okay, that's why it's so difficult. It goes against every part of our being. Who wants to rely upon someone? Besides these children, nobody wants to rely upon anybody. Alright? Okay. Reliance leads us to obedience, for compliance is intrinsic to reliance. Alright. Okay. Because look at these kids, they rely upon me and my wife. So they're going to comply for the most part. Okay? Because they know that mommy and daddy pays the bills, they put the food on the table, they do we do everything for these guys. So they obey, they comply. Same thing with us. Now, contrariwise, defiance or non-compliance is indisputable evidence that we're not reliant. In this instance, we are self-sufficient. Now, when we go from children to adults, that's the process. Okay? We progress to the position where, as men and women, we can be self-sufficient apart from our parents. That's natural. Okay? And once that happens, we're not subject to relying for obedience. Okay? When you're a certain age, your parents might, tell you to do something. They might, encourage you to do something, but you don't have to necessarily obey. And if your parents aren't in the spirit, and you are, I guarantee you will be disobeying your parents from time to time. Okay? Because now you are self-sufficient. It's a natural process. And once we are self-sufficient, we're not subject to obedience. But this is never the case from the spiritual perspective. You know why? We are never self-sufficient spiritually. We are never self-sufficient. Although we don't always see the results of reliance immediately, we are surrounded by a great cloud of witnesses For there is no great hero or heroine in Scripture who not attained unto revival. All the great men and women of Yahweh are reminded. I mean, who would go into a lion's den unless you were reminded?
That's right.
Seriously, who would go into a fiery furnace unless you were reminded?
Yes.
Who would go to Pharaoh multiple occasions when your life is on imbalances to say, hey, you know, after the plague, you know he's bad. Let my people go. Reliance.
That's right.
Reliance completes the cycle of faith. It allows us to finish the path that hope put us on and trust kept us on. That is the cycle of faith. Hope, reliance, and focus, which is trust. Any questions or comments there? Okay. Now let's talk about faith in the mind. For faith to have its perfect work, it must change our mind and the thoughts thereof. Why does that happen? Why do our minds need to be changed?
Well, we have been so brainwashed by thinking one way. As our childhood, as we grew and we went to church, we were taught one way of faith. But as we developed and read and learned, then that is where the change comes.
All through life, we're taught to be independent. Do it yourself. And it's a mindset where we have to get ourselves off of that self and put it on the Father.
Also, in addition to that, Scripture also says that we have to be wise, understanding what the will of the Father is. So that's another reason why our mind has to be changed. Because in our own minds, in our own self, a lot of times we don't understand His will. We don't, because we can't see the end result. And we get all these ideas of how we think it's going to turn out or how it really is. But we need our minds to be transformed so that we can understand.
Now, those are all excellent points. And we're told in the Scriptures, it says, let this mind be in you, which was also in the Messiah.
Yes.
We said that Messiah is our example. We said that if we were to follow in His steps lead us up to Pinnacle of Holiness. And so if we're going to achieve the similar goal as Messiah, we're going to have to operate with a similar mind and heart and will. So that's why we're told, let this mind be in you. Part of the reason why we need to be changed, that slide that we had last night and this afternoon, where we saw the mind as a gateway to the soul. And what is consistently bombarding the mind?
Just physical stimuli.
Physical stimuli, thank you. And what happens is, over years, and years, and years, and years, of physical stimuli, most of which is ungodly and against the Creator, that mind becomes filthy. Now, you might say, oh, I'm not a bad person. It doesn't matter how bad you are.
That's right.
When we come to the Father, we all have filthy minds.
Yes.
Okay? When we need them to be cleansed, to be holy. So, we're going to change our minds and thoughts there. The reason we change our thoughts is because it's no good to change the mind, but not change the thoughts. Because if you have the same thoughts, guess what? The mind will be recontaminated. So we have to change both. Horizontal thinking versus vertical thinking. Horizontal thinking is the way most of us view the world prior to our salvation experience. We like to see things in a concrete way. Ways we can, tangible ways. We can see it, touch it, taste it, feel it. We have concrete evidence of what we're talking about.